Life is complicated. Life principles are simple. Living a Christian life sometimes is complicated. But the basic ideas of what I need to do to live a good Christian life is simple. On the day of Pentecost, immediately following the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, 3,000 people became Christians. 3,000 people accepted Christ and were baptized the same day. And the Bible says about those 3,000, and they continually devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. And they continually devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. Acts 2:42. 4 things that Christians need to do on a regular basis to live a Christian life. Now the apostles taught them. They listened to the apostles teach and they obeyed what the apostles said. The apostles wrote down what they taught, and it's our New Testament. So for us to follow the example of New Testament Christians, we need to study the Bible. That's a part of what it is to be a Christian. I need to study the Bible on a regular basis. Some people are more studious than others and will study more, but every Christian needs to study some. So I need to study the Bible. Then to fellowship, sharing together with other Christians. This includes going to worship service with other Christians, not just looking at it on TV, but worshiping with other Christians. Bible school, Wednesday night Bible study, small groups or support groups. I need to fellowship. I need to share the common life with other Christians. And they continually devote themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. So the first thing is they studied the Bible and obeyed what they study. We need to obey the Bible. We need to study the Bible and obey it. They need to fellowship with other Christians, go to church, attend church regularly, be involved in a Bible study, Sunday morning Bible study, Wednesday night Bible study. Then I need to partake of communion, the breaking of bread, in which I remember that Jesus' body was broken for me and his blood was shed for me. And they continually devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. Prayer is just talking to God. Prayer is just talking to God. Now, prayer involves a lot more than just asking people who are sick, asking God for people who are sick. Yet that's a part of prayer, but that's not all of prayer. Prayer includes worship, in which I worship God as the Creator, the one true God of the universe. I thank God for all the things He's done for me. I confess my sins to God. That's a part of prayer. I intercede for other people, for their physical needs, for their spiritual needs, for their mental needs, their emotional needs. And then I petition God for my wants and my desires. So prayer includes worship, thanksgiving, confession of sins, intercession, and petition. They continually devote themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread, and to prayer. 4 things that Christians ought to do on a regular basis. 4 things that Christians ought to do, very simple principles on how to live a Christian life. I study the Bible and obey what I learn. I fellowship with other Christians. I partake of the Lord's Supper regularly. Weekly is the best. And I pray and talk to God, communicate with God. 4 things that every Christian needs to do regularly to live a Christian life. Bible study, fellowship with other Christians, partake of the Lord's Supper, and prayer. Yep, Christian living sometimes gets complicated, but the principles below that Christian living, the basis of Christian living is very, very simple. Study the Bible and do what it says, fellowship with other Christians, partake of the Lord's Supper regularly, and pray. 4 simple things. Not complicated at all. Not complicated at all. And yet, if you'll get in the habit of doing it regularly, it'll make a difference in your Christian life. 4 things: Bible study, fellowship with other Christians, partake of the Lord's Supper, and prayer.